Hi, it's Demi from Reading with Demi and welcome back to another video. In this video we are going to be setting up my bullet journal for March. Now this theme, I originally was taking part in the Into the Stars, I think it's called, planning community event on Jashi Corin's Discord, and I was looking online for like galaxy inspired bullet journal themes and I came across a video by Arrtx. This was, I think, their November video a few years ago, and it was kind of like a space theme and it was really minimal and looked really easy to do, so this is what I'm doing. So thank you to them for the inspiration. As you can see here, I'm setting up my cover page. So this is actually really easy to do. It's just massive black blobs. I then chose to outline them in a purple Tombow, so I'm using 603. And then I am drawing on some white stars with my favourite white gel pen, which is the Jelly Roll by Sakura. You don't have to be precious with this, you just kind of put stars where you think they should go and start filling in the space with just little white dots, which is what I'm doing here. Notorious notebook flipper strikes again, turning it around so I don't smudge what I've already done because I didn't start on the left. And that's the cover page, almost done. I do come back to it in a second, but here we are going over the calendar spread. So you can see here by my pencil marks that my first plan was actually some sort of like jigsaw theme, but I could not find a way to make it work, and when I heard about the event that was going on I decided that I wanted to do that instead. But I'd already drawn the grid out with pencils, so it seemed a shame to waste it, so it's still there, but obviously I do not use those jigsaw pieces that are sticking out of each one. Would definitely like to do a jigsaw theme at some point, but just wasn't going to happen this month. And then using my circle maker to draw circles at the top of each box. This is going to be where I put which day of the month it is. Doesn't need to be neat with these. You can see some of them are kind of overlapped, but they're all going to be filled in with black. The black pen I'm using is the Arrtx acrylic marker in 66 or 99, I don't know which way I've stuck the sticker on, but it is a black brush marker acrylic pen, so you don't have to kind of shake it to get the ink to come out. And this is one of my favourite like blackout pens to use in my bullet journal because it doesn't ghost or anything like that, and the white pen goes on top of it really nicely. With this calendar you can see that there's a random box in the top left hand corner. I got this trick I believe from Jashi Corin again, just so that I don't have to make the calendar any smaller. I've just put the 31st of March up in that top corner so that each box can be 6 by 6 grid spaces big. Finishing up with the numbers and then going around the black splodges with the purple pen again. So there was a bit of a jump there where I decided I don't actually like how I did that header on the front page, so I've cut out a piece from a random journal. So it was my last year's reading journal, and I'm just going to use that to cover up the March title I put on there using some glue tape and cover that up. And what I've done is I've printed out headers I've made using Canva. Believe the font is called Aloha, but I'm going to pop the name of the font in the comments just in case I've got that wrong. And I'm going to use that throughout this setup, so you can see here I've used it as a March header, and now I'm putting in the days of the week. And now I'm cutting out little headers for my YouTube and Instagram trackers. Moving on, the next spread is one that I am actually starting to use a lot more than I was last year, and that is my 2 lines a day spread. I really do want to get into like daily journaling as a practice, but the idea of having a separate journal to do that is a bit scary. So using the 2 lines a day makes it kind of achievable, and I only have to write 2 lines worth of how the day went. So I'm just drawing in all of the boxes. It's taken longer this month than before because I've decided to use a ruler to make it all neat. I don't think I used a ruler last month, so it was a bit quicker. And then the boxes, so which day of the month it is. I like to alternate which side the day sits, so you can see half the boxes are on the left and half are on the right. Definitely had to double count to make sure I wasn't doing the same row twice. And then sticking my header in, and I'm going to fill in all of those date boxes with that black acrylic marker. Some more black blobs to fill in the space at the bottom. And then while that's drying, I will start writing in the numbers of the days of the month. You can see I'm using a bit of scrap paper just to make sure I don't smudge any of that black at the bottom. And then in with the stars and sparkles. And now to make it look a bit more colourful, I am adding in some purple to every other line. And for some reason for this one, I decided to do a box around the black blobs as opposed to outlining them, but it still works. And on to the next spread. This didn't appear in last month's setup, but this is a place to track how much sleep I'm getting each night and how many steps I am taking each day. I don't know if there's a link between the two, but they both fit nicely onto one page, so that's what we're doing here. So we've got steps at the top and sleep on the bottom. And I think this is the spread where I draw in the black blobs but then forget to put the stars or the purple outline on. I have since fixed that, but it doesn't show up in this video. My next spread is a habit tracker. So as much as I loved my habit tracker from last month with the high bar and the low bars, I was tracking too many things, and I was tracking things that weren't that easy to track. I don't know why I thought I could track them, But for this month, I'm just taking it right back to basics with individual month habit trackers, and I'm tracking 6 things. This was probably the most tedious part, writing out the numbers of the month 6 times. But it looks nice, so I guess it's worth it. Time for the black blobs, and this time I believe I do remember to put a purple outline and stars in them. Just rubbing out the pencil markings for the outlines of those months. And then popping in some headers for each habit that I'm going to track. You just see me looking back at last month's to see which ones I wanted to keep going with. The next set of spreads I am setting up is my work outputs spread, and videos will be on the other side. Since I introduced this work output spread, I think it was December last year, it's probably become one of my favourite spreads. It just helps me keep track of all of the things I have to do on a weekly, monthly and quarterly basis for my job. So if you didn't know, I am a data and systems officer for a drug and alcohol charity here in the UK. So I have a lot of cyclical tasks that happen weekly, monthly and quarterly, and this is a good way to track them. And to make sure in them, or to schedule for them when I know they're coming up. As the quarter goes on, so we are in the last month of this quarter, you can see it now only takes 1 spread where before it took 2. I imagine for April it's going to take 2 again when all of those quarterly tasks come back around. And then on this side is my video tracker spread. So I'm really finding this useful to track the progress for each of the videos I film. So you can see I've got headers for a video, and then on the right hand side is a column for prepped, filmed, edited, voiceover if applicable, thumbnail and scheduled, and I'll tick them off as I go. Add in some more black blobs with some stars in. I don't think I put purple outlines on this one because there's already a lot of purple on the page. Annoyingly, I've cut the top off of this video as well, but I can't change that now. You're not missing much, just stars and sparkles. Moving on to another spread that I really enjoy having each month, and that is my bingo board. As of filming this, I hadn't decided what has gone in, but it is now filled in with 9 things that I want to do this month. But I really like this as I'm not putting massive tasks in. I might even be putting things in that I know I'm going to do just so I can tick them off, but I really enjoy colouring in that box. It's like an accomplishment. So that is my bingo spread. And then on the right hand side is a relatively new spread. I've only really started doing it this year, and that is my reflections spread. So I've just got some headers, what worked, what didn't work, and there's a box at the top of the spread that is kind of just a free space for me to jot down anything I want to add that doesn't fit into these boxes. Adding in some black blobs to fill up with stars. This is such an easy theme to recreate because it's literally just random black shapes and crosses and dots in a white pen, but it's really effective. some purple line highlights just to give it a bit of colour. And then we flip to the front because I forgot to do my intention spread. So again, this is one I started including in January, and it's kind of, it's the opposite of the reflection spread. I fill it out at the beginning of each month with what I want to do for the month. So I've got headers for things I'm looking forward to, things I want to accomplish, and then more generics, things to do more of, things to do less of. And they each have their own box, which I'm now drawing in. And those every other line highlights in my purple pen. And that is all of the spreads in my bullet journal for March set up. Here is a flip through. I hope you really enjoyed this. Like I said, it's a really easy theme to recreate, so if you do recreate it, I'd love to see it. So if you pop it on Instagram, be sure to tag me. I'm still @reading with Demi. But yeah, if you liked this video, please give it a like, and if you want to see more of what I do, please subscribe, because I will be posting some new journals that I've been working on that will be coming out very soon, which I'm very excited about. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!